Welcome to the Driving the World podcast series. I'm your host, Cully Holland. Today we have Anisha Hoffield, our servo product manager, and we're going to be discussing the Movi gear. Hey, Anisha, how are you doing today?
Good, Cully. How's it going?
Doing great. So happy you came back, visit us again.
Yeah, of course.
So we are going to talk about the Movi gear today.
Yeah.
So let's start super high level, 10,000 foot view. What is a Movi gear?
Movi gear is all in one. So think of your gearbox, servo motor, controls, all in one unit. So very compact, easy for customers to install, easy to integrate. Is a great motor overall.
Fantastic. All in one solution. Sounds simplistic. Like you said, easy to install, easy to integrate. We love that. So, what are some options and accessories that can go on this mechatronic solution that's a inverter, servo motor, and gearbox in one housing?
Yeah. So we'll start with the shaft. So you can do it's a hollow shaft, keyed or torque lock. Then we get into the controls. And for the controls, you can do simple, which is binary, and you can go all the way up to field bus or AS interface.
Very cool. So, when we're talking field bus, is it limited on, like, let's say one or two field bus communication languages, or is it pretty inclusive?
It's pretty inclusive, so you're going to get Profinet, Ethernet IP, Modbus, EtherCAT, all those. So it's really great on that. And then you also get the bus installation as well.
Fantastic. So, it really sounds like, however, our customers are out there in the field talking to this thing, working with other higher level controls, we're going to be able to fit into their environments. So, that sounds like some really cool communications, how we're going to work with the inverter side of it. Overall, does this have to be in a specific environment? Like, I'm hearing that we have this VFD on top of a motor. Are we worried about this not being able to fit in?
No, so it's pretty compact, so it can fit into almost any environment. Um, it can even fit in wet areas,
Really?
and it can go down to negative 30 degrees Celsius up to 60 degrees. So with those wet areas, we do have a special coating. It's called the HCP 200F. And what that coating is it prevents chipping and it's FDA approved. So if you're thinking anywhere like a bakery that has raw dough, if that raw dough hits aluminum, it's going to eat through the aluminum eventually if it's left on. But with this coating, it will prevent that from eating through the aluminum and getting into the gearbox. So it's going to be washed off very easily.
Very cool. So, washed off wet environments. Are we talking like IP55 or IP65? What are we talking?
It'll be IP66.
Really?
Yep. It
Cool.
has stainless steel parts on it, so non-rust. It'll be really easy to take care of.
Awesome. So we have loads of communication, simple to advanced field bus. It's going to be able to fit into a lot of applications with its compact size and with its washdown ability. Is there any other functionality, such as maybe additional safety or other options that the Movi Gear would have that could be helpful to our customers?
Yeah, so it has a ton of safety options. Already integrated is the STO, so that's a big one, which is safe torque off.
Fantastic.
Important for customers. Um, Also, it has a rating of PLE, which is performance level safety, and then E is the highest class in that. So it's super safe. You could also add on options of the Profi Safe, SIP Safety, um, or FSOE.
Fantastic. Well, that sounds like a ton of options. And I'm already loving this Movi Gear. And just to clarify, this is part of our Movi C portfolio, right? This isn't some offshoot or something like that.
Nope. So it goes with Movi C portfolio. So it's really easy to go into Movi Suite and go from there and hook it up. It's a super easy startup installation. Customers just has to plug in and get it going.
Fantastic. Well, I think we've really covered a lot about this Movi Gear. Is there anything we've missed or something else you'd like to add before we go?
Yeah, so just a little bit about the torque range. You get 200 to 400 newton meters of torque. Also the overload capacity of this, whenever you're doing the variable speeds and startups, is up to 300%. So that's huge, especially if you're thinking about baggaging, which Movi Gear is big on. Um, the baggaging is gonna really go in that overload, especially if you're having a stop conveyor and it needs to go up again. Another reason this is great for baggaging is because it's IE5 performance, energy efficient.
Fantastic. And we all know the IE5 is sought after with some of these new regulations that might be coming down the pipe.
Exactly. So that IE5 is going to save airports, um, bottle handling, any conveyor belts that need variable speed. The IE5 rating is going to save them a ton of energy and going to save them a lot of money in the long run.
Well, fantastic. I am glad we did not miss that final point,
Yeah.
and I really appreciate you coming by today.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.